Hey guys, in this tutorial we'll be looking at a circular palazzo with a drawstrings. So first I will have to illustrate it with this paper, and just the way I'll fold the fabric, I'm folding it into two and getting a corner, I'll fold it diagonally. Now the part that is open will have to face towards me. So that part is open, okay, the other part is folded. So I'll simply trim out the edge just to give it a straight edge. I'll trim it out all the way to the length of this paper, and then I will first of all give the margin a margin. Now on this paper I'll be using about ½ inch, so it will contain in this paper, but on the fabric it will be about 3.5 inches for this margin. So then I will draw a straight line from the apex using the measurement I'm using for this margin. I'll draw it from the apex to the length. And now the calculations for the waist circumference, because I'm making it with drawstrings, is hip circumference divided by 3. And then I'll add 3.5 inches again, and that I arrived at 17.5. That's what I'll be using for the fabric, okay? From the apex, I'll measure 17.5 downwards and create the first arc, which will be for my waist measurement, okay? So it will be a circumference. Remember, this fabric, I am folding it into two, so I'm cutting the left and the right side together. For the crotch, usually is hip circumference divided by 4 plus 3 inches, about 3 inches. But because it's a palazzo, I'll be adding 4 inches. That makes it 15 inches for me. But of course, you will work with your hip circumference. All right. So now, from this first arc on this line, the margin line, I will measure downwards 15 inches. At that point, I'll need to place the cross extension. Now the cross extension normally is hip circumference divided by 20, okay? But because this is a palazzo, I'll be adding 0.5 to it. That I got 2.75, all right? So now for the cross extension, for this circular palazzo, I am using 2.75 for the cross extension, and then I'll create an arc, using the margin line to touch that cross extension measurement, and then I'll use the same cross extension measurement all the way to the length. So I'll draw a straight line to connect the dot, all right, and then the next thing I'll be measuring the length of the palazzo. So I'll use from the first arc there, I'll just continue using that arc to create another bigger arc down there. That's for the length of the palazzo. Connect the dot and we have a second arc. So I am cutting out the length, and then I'll cut the waist arc, cutting through the cross, okay, and then I'll take it out the cross extension all the way to the length. So we are done with the palazzo cutting. We'll open this up, and then just so we'll have a kind of balance for the front. All right, this is just the difference that we will make for the front. So on the waistline there, I'll go downwards with about 0.75 inch, okay, and then I'll use that same 0.5 inch. I'll cut out from the crotch to the length, and then that's for the front part. So I'll simply take it to the machine and use ½ inch to sew the front crotch and the back crotch. So on the fabric, I'm just simply replicating what I have already explained on the paper. So firstly, I'll place this 3.5 inches all the way from the apex to the length. Now I am doing this because my camera might not capture everything, okay, and because this fabric, this is about 3 yards fabric, and my camera might not capture everything. So I am placing firstly the waist arc. Remember we use 17.5 for this, okay? So that's what I'm using to create my waist circumference. Now I'm using this because I'll be making with drawstrings, but if you want to make it a normal waist, you will use your measurement without adding anything. All right, so it will be your waist circumference divided by 4. So now, after getting the waist arc, I'll place the crush. All right, so from this first arc, I will measure on the margin line 15 inches downwards. That's for the crush, and at that point I'll extend it outward. So that line, now I'll place my crush extension. Normally crush extension is hip circumference divided by 20, but because this is a palazzo, so I'm adding 0.5 and I had 2.75, and I'll connect that to meet that margin line. And then to create the length, I am measuring from the first arc there about 40 inches. That's what I'm using for the length. Okay, so like I said, my camera did not pick this. So after placing the length, just like I did on the paper, I cut it out. So I've cut the waistline, the crush, and the length. Okay, I'm opening it up now. So just for the front part, okay, now the front we always give it this consideration because of the tummy. So I want to go down with about 3 inch on the waistline. So I'm using 3/4 inch to to just contour it, and then I will use the same 3/4 inch, okay, from the arc extension to the length. And that's just so normally the front crush is shorter than the back. So because this is a circular palazzo, that we are using 3/4 inch. All right, so I'll cut this out on the waistline, and then I'll use the same 3/4 inch from the crush extension there. I'll measure 3/4 all the way from the crush extension to the length of this palazzo. So if you're new here, thanks for stopping by, and please consider subscribing. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So now after cutting that out, that becomes the front crush now. So I'll use 1/2 inch to sew it from the waistline to the crush extension. That's for the front, and then I'll do the same thing to the back crush. So note now that this palazzo does not have joining at the side. So for the drawstrings, okay, I'll be making use of a band. So now I'm simply making this as a facing, placing the waist arc on this piece of fabric that I've got here. I place it underneath. So I'm simply going to trim it out, cut out the shape of this waist, and then I'll use about 3 inches downwards. So when I'm done with that, I'll cut this out and then notch the front part so we will know which part is for the front, okay? And I'll be making 2 of this facing. So one for the left and one for the right. So when I'm done with that, I will use 1/2 inch, just the 1/2 inch I used to sew the crotches, the front crotch and the back crotch. I will sew it like so. I'll sew it, the 2 edges. And this is how I sewed the front crotch. All right, I sew about 1 inch from the waistline downwards, and I left about 1/2 inch hole there. I skipped the stitching, and then I sew the other part all the way to the crotch extension. So after sewing the front crotch and the back crotch, I'll simply bring the 2 crotches together and sew the inseams. I'll sew it all the way to the hem, and I sew the right side as well to the hem. After I have sewn the inseam, the crotch, from the crotch to the hem, both sides of the legs. So I want to work on the waistline now. Remember, we have cut out the facing for the waistline, and we are doing drawstrings for it. So this is the first thing. I've sewn it and interlocked the edge. So now I had already marked the part that is for the front, so it will align very well. So I've pinned that to the front, and then I will locate the notch, the mid notch I did, and make sure they all align. Then the other seam will go to the back seam. The way you place this facing is the right side of the fabric facing the right side of the fabric on the trouser. So then you make the notches to align and then the seams to align. I'll be using 1/2 inch to sew it all the way around the waistline, and I'll need to top stitch so that after giving it a good press, the facing will stay inwards. All right. So now after top stitching the waistline and giving it a good press, look at the pins I had to use just to put it in place so it will make my work easier. And remember the hole we made there? That's where the drawstrings will come out from. So now I will measure about 3/4 inch from the waistline, okay? And then I will skip the hole and sew it downwards. Now remember all those points we had top stitch, so the seams are stronger. I have sewn out the channel for the drawstrings. So see the way I did it, and I've given it a good press. So I'll be using this rope. I'll pass it through the channel, now the middle channel, through that hole that we made. I'll use a safety pin it to one side of the rope, and then push it all the way through the channel to the other end. Now the other end of this rope will have to come out from that same hole. Okay, so pushing it all the way through and being out from the same hole. Now the two ropes comes from that same, comes through that same hole. So after doing that, remove your safety pin and do the hemming. The hemming, whenever I'm working with flay, I like to double fold it. It makes it easier for me. This is what it looks like. If this video adds any value to you at all, give me a thumbs up, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.